If you have done any research on the narcissist, you have likely heard over and over again that the narcissist has low self-esteem and a fragile ego, and this is why they act the way they do. This seems counter to their beliefs of superiority and grandiosity. However, those beliefs are based only in the narcissist's reality and not the reality of the world they must live in. The narcissist is acutely aware that their world beliefs don't match up to what they see around them. However, they would never admit this. Rather, they continue to more forcefully enact their agenda on others, hoping that others will behave as they need them to. The problem is, people are individual thinkers who have their own lives to live, and they aren't always receptive to the words and actions of the narcissist. This is when the narcissist starts to feel wronged and will engage in their narcissistic punishment tactics in hopes that will lead to the person being easier to control and manipulate. The narcissist is always on the verge of narcissistic injury, and they must protect against this at all costs. The way in which the narcissist can protect against narcissistic injury is with the Narcissist Supply reserves. Today I will discuss what the Narcissist Supply is and where the Narcissist Supply sources come from. But first, I'm Dr. Emily Mayfield, a licensed psychologist. Thank you for watching this video and being a part of the Mindset Therapy family. The Narcissistic Supply is how the narcissist manages their low self-esteem. The narcissist is completely controlled by their level of supply they have at any given moment, and every decision the narcissist makes is done to preserve their supply. If they start to lose supply, they will change their behaviors to reinflate the supply lost. The narcissist is inward focused and always on the lookout for what will protect their fragile sense of self. Due to a narcissist's inability to boost their own self-esteem and the requirement it comes from outside sources, the narcissist is always on the lookout for people or things that can provide them with the admiration they so desire. The narcissist supply becomes the people, places, or things that provides this for the narcissist. The supply allows them to boost their self-esteem and to sustain their sense of self, which would otherwise fall apart. Because of their unstable sense of self, they must protect against any changes in the world around them which would impact how they feel. The protection is the narcissistic supply, which serves as a buffer. If they have a full tank of narcissistic supply, they can better interact with the world without risking narcissistic injury. However, simply living is a constant drain on their supply source, so they must always be on the lookout for supply sources. The sources for their narcissistic supply are infinite, and it comes down to the individual narcissist and whether that particular person or thing can help them feel better about themselves and boost their ego and self-esteem to a level in which they feel most secure. The most obvious source of supply for the narcissist is another person. This other person can be someone they respect or even dislike. The narcissist will use them as a source of supply as they see fit. This could be a high-ranking person who they associate themselves with because this helps them feel more superior. Or it can be someone whom they dislike, and putting them down makes them feel better about themselves. A person is a common supply source because a person can give the narcissist the attention they desire. However, supply sources can also be events or places. Alcoholics Anonymous, or AA, can serve as a supply source for the narcissist even if they don't have a problem with alcohol. The narcissist may attend AA because they can feel better about themselves when they see others struggling with an addiction they don't have. Or they can seek pity from members of AA based on how they present themselves and what hardships they say they have in life. The AA group serves as a source of supply because it is a place where they can get attention. The bottom line is the narcissistic supply sources are whatever provide the narcissist with the attention and admiration they are always on the lookout for. Because of their unstable sense of self and low self-esteem, they can't boost themselves up on their own, so they do that by using other people and things. Anything can serve as a source of supply for the narcissist, and similarly, anything can serve as a supply taker from the narcissist. When the supply source is benefiting them or harming them at this moment is always changing and just highlights the unstable sense of self of the narcissist. To learn more about the narcissist collapse, which happens if they run out of supply, click on the video in the corner, or you can find the link in the description below. See you at the next video.